three. Game on the line. Williams lofting one for a doozy. He caught
it! You're listening to the world's #1 football podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Ben Hansen, Matt Hartman, and Ryan Matthews.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pigskin Project, episode 179. A couple quick things to add before we dive into it. We've got a couple new videos out for you, actually a few of them now. So we had an emergency College Corner pod that was released, I believe, what was that, Matt? Monday night, I believe. And then we had a review that was out as well for the weekend. And then not to mention our College Corner that was put out today as well. So, that is no longer going to be a weekly segment on this show, as we're going to be doing it every week on the YouTube. So if you enjoy college football content and want these two wizards of college football to be educating you on, that's where to go. You need to go to YouTube for that. So we appreciate all the support and everything. It's kind of taken off, and that's why we feel comfortable providing that content there instead of just doing it on here. So without further ado, I want to say these two guys, these two knuckleheads, my co-hosts and best friends, have been working their tails off to get you guys the content that you guys deserve. And I just want to say, hey, round of applause to you guys. You guys are, working real hard. We appreciate it. But outside of that stuff, man, Matt, let's start with you. How are we feeling?
Doing great. Excited to talk some football. Obviously, game week. Our teams are going at it, Ryan. So that's some fun there. And then what is it? We're within the week, and Oklahoma City Thunder basketball is almost kicking off, and I'm reading college basketball stuff. Like, everything in sports is coming up, but we still, in our heart of hearts, we're here to talk NFL.
Ben?
Darn right.
How are we feeling?
Darn right. Yeah. We're feeling great. Mentally preparing myself for this supposed AJ Brown trade that's gonna magically materialize out of thin air, according to multiple reports going around. But I'm feeling great. Excited to talk some pro football with you boys today.
Yeah. Hey, lots of fun stuff. I'm really excited about this week. Last week was a bunch of fun. I'm hoping that we don't have any kind of buffering issues. I tried my best last week to get this fixed. If it's not fixed, I've got a bigger problem. But why don't we, Matt, show rundown? What do we have for the people today, since we're shaking things up a little bit?
So the show rundown, obviously this show is going to be completely NFL oriented, completely circled around that. Obviously, we're going to talk about some injury reports, injury news around the league. We're gonna go to the games of the week, in which we talk about Thursday Night Football, and then each of us pick one singular game from the weekend to kind of break down. And then obviously we'll pick all the games in Pigskin Pick'em. We'll make some bets on Pigskin Payout, gamble responsibly, and then honestly, at the end of the show, we can kind of tail off into any way that we want to go. But first off, I wanna go to Ryan, because he's got some Monday Night Football thoughts with the Bears coming off. They won the Narrative Bowl, and ironically enough, they kind of have another Narrative Bowl this weekend. But let's start with you with the Monday Night Football.
Dare I say, right, before I dive in too deep, because you guys are going to jump right in through the rabbit hole with me, right? Dare I say the Commanders lost this game more than the Bears won this game?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I really feel like the Bears did not play great football outside of the defense. The turnovers from Washington's side clearly was the story that was being told on Monday night. And to be honest with you, a lot of that had to fall on Jaden. Jaden Daniels responsible for two of those, I believe, 3 turnovers, right? It was either 3 or 4, but I think it was 3. turnovers on Monday night, and first interception of the season. I can't really fault him too much. This defense is leading the league in takeaways per game. So, doing a heck of a job there. Pretty proud to say that that's my team. But first interception of the season, I mean, hey, it's week 6. Like, I understand that the kid missed a couple games too, so that kind of sucks. But, what more could you expect from your franchise guy? And then just a bad handoff. It was really weird. It was like from the second that it hit his hands, from that snap in the final 2 minutes, it didn't transfer properly when giving it to the running back, and that's really what sold it for them. So it was a rough game as far as the Commanders go, and trust me, Commanders all over Twitter will tell you that. I don't think either quarterback really has much to worry about, and that's, I guess, maybe a bold take, just because I understand. I personally, and I mean, I'll let Matt dive into the stat version of it, but I think that these two, at least on paper, right, put together performances that, okay, I'll just say with Caleb, for example, he did enough that his team, was able to get the win from it. It's not necessarily something to where it's like a phenomenal, showing by any means, but there were definitely a couple different plays that should have gone the Bears' way, i.e., there was a really bad call, and I don't want to emphasize on this one too much, but there's a really bad what was the terminology for it? As far as the alignment, illegal formation. There was a bad illegal formation
with the
call.
Tackles off the ball too far.
Yes. Yeah, and maybe it's just the camera angle that I had seen. I've only seen one, and it was from Monday Night Football, so maybe I'm a little biased here. Haven't done too much research on it to avoid getting burnt out on the topic before the show. But that was an absolute dime dropped into the hands of Rome Odunze in the back corner of the end zone. And even though it didn't count, if it had, that would have been a throw that I would have loved to talk about, in the stat category for the passing touchdown. The other one was the pass to Alameda Zacchaeus, and I believe it was within the 10-yard line, and it hit him right in the chest, and there was nobody behind him. Like, it was going to be either a big gain or a touchdown, and there's not much that you can fault Caleb on. Now, obviously, outside of those two plays, there is a lot to work on. But without diving into that too deep, there's two things that I really want to focus on that I'm seeing are a common trend within the previous years, and it's getting very frustrating. I felt like Monday Night Football, and I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible just because, my team won, so like I can't be too mad about it, right? But for both sides, it was like there's a flag on the field almost every play, it felt like, right? And that's not accurate, but there was a lot. And even on kickoffs, and it just felt like too much, right? And I understand this is a beginner official as well, in terms of like he's the rookie of a bunch, you know what I mean? But as a crew leader and everything, like, to me, that's not what you want to really be known for. There's a lot of these ticky-tack penalties that are being broadcasted that even the rules analysts are like, I don't even know if I agree with that and stuff. And you're going to have that from time to time, but to have it consistently and have this statistic, I wish I had it pulled up, saying that he's known for this. It was rough to go into the game knowing that this was a possibility to happen, and then see the outcome kind of be affected by that as well, regardless of who the game could have gone to. And then the other thing that I want to focus on, and then I'll just kind of open it up to conversation from that point, is I'm kind of laughing at it at this point just because enough's been said on Twitter, but the whole Troy Aikman thing, right? Like, it feels like every time that Jaden did something as little as smiling on the sideline, right? It's like, oh, this guy is doing everything that his team, could possibly want. And he turns over the ball and it's fine, but he's Jaden Daniels. And then it's like, Caleb Williams turns his head and coughs and it's like, screw you, guy. Like, you know what I mean? it's really bad. I mean, there's a lot of memes on TikTok about it and everything. And to me, like, everything's a good laugh. Caleb Williams posted something on Instagram about it and, kind of pushed back a little bit. And Ben Johnson was interviewed as well and said sounds like a couple of the announcers aren't really happy with the way that we're winning and, stuff. But the thing that matters the most is the fact that the Bears started 0-2 and they're on a 3-game win streak. It doesn't matter how those wins happen as the Philadelphia Eagles. You can win ugly as long as you win a game. And the Bears haven't done a lot of that recently. And I guess when you talk about the Bears and winning, there's a common theme with the last few years. And they've been a really bad team since like 2019, right? And I don't want to say they're a good team right now, but I'm quoting Big Cat on this because I liked what he said on Barstool. I don't want to say they're a good team, but I don't think they're a bad football team anymore. You know what I mean? They're kind of in that middle of the pack, welcome to the conversation, in the hunt, maybe kind of team. Maybe I'm being overly optimistic. We'll see. But this game that we're going to dive into later, I'm really excited to talk about. But let's stick with Monday Night Football. I want to know if you guys saw it the same exact way. I'm trying to be as impartial as possible. You guys watched the game too. How did you feel? Matt, I'll start with you.
For the most part, the run game from Chicago being able to have that scheme the way that, it maneuvered. DeAndre Swift had over 100 yards, and he had almost 8 yards a carry. On PFF database, he only had one forced missed tackle. So he wasn't breaking tackles. That is attributed to the offensive line push and movement. He had that toss play to seal the game, which I think was one of his longest carries of the night, to really put, the field goal range in doubt, or without question.
Within reach, yeah.
So, yeah. So, because you were sitting on the 50-yarder with Jake Moody, I think there was a lot of, skepticism on if that would go in. But just
Dude,
overall, the Bears.
We kicked the field goal on the 18, and I was still skeptic. Okay, let's not act like Jake
did not look did not look good off the foot. Did not look good off the foot. But no, that was the most notable thing to me, was seeing the run game have that element and coming out of the bye, and Theo Benedet really being at least you just have a competent run blocker at left tackle now. So great on that. I still have my real criticisms of Caleb because of the he needs to see between the hashes better, and he needs to be more accurate. There were so many times. There was one on the first drive where Zacchaeus bails him out because he throws it upfield, and they tried to say on the broadcast, it's oh, well, he's trying to lead him upfield to lead some yak. No, Zacchaeus is planted. He is planted on a hitch. There is no it could be an option route, whatever, but it's see coverage, throw hitch, kind of things like that. There was the one to Mikey Samerstill in the red zone, in the low red zone, inside the 10-yard line. He just does not see the RPO. He just doesn't see that flat or that hook defender that is all over Colston Loveland. That one was rough, but just for the most part, those are the things that I'm still I want to see him get better at. The throw to Burden was awesome. That crosser coming over against man, and he's flat-footed, and so that is just the elastic what he has in his arm, just being able to put it on Burden there. But for the most part, I mean, you said it right. This is a game of turnovers, much like the Vegas game. I mean, to win by 1 point and to dominate the turnover margin, you can't come away ecstatic. But you won. You won in the NFL, and you don't apologize for it. So that was pretty impressive to see that happen. And then just overall, the Bill hype train took a massive hit with that first fumble, and then Jane Daniels, I just dropped the football. The game is won, and he just drops the football it was 3rd and 1. So that's crazy. It's crazy. You steal another one.
I will say, you brought up the blocking and everything as far as DeAndre Swift and the run game. Very excited about where that direction is headed, especially after the bye week. Ben Johnson said that that's something he was trying to focus on a little bit, during that bye, taking that a little bit more personally. And one thing I do want to make a comment on after what you had said, as far as that blocking, is the downfield blocking was very good. I don't know if you remember, but Kyle Monungai had a very clear play, very explosive. And if he would have cut left instead of cut right, he was probably gone. So, it's nice to see that, especially after the first 4 weeks of Bears football, to where, it has a slow start. But yeah, I don't think that you're wrong in any way, shape, or form for that. And for one, I just want to say that I really appreciate your approach with this too, to mention that there was some good things that Caleb did as well, because even though the kid won, we're not focusing on the quarterback that, turned the ball over twice and cost his team the game. We're talking about the one that's in Chicago with the bigger media market. So very, very irritating. But Ben, what do you got on this one?
Yeah, I guess I'll harness the full Troy Aikman of it all. I mean, Matt was the one who had brought it up, but there still are some serious accuracy concerns out of Caleb, like especially on like your short to intermediate routes. Like those are the routes that should be like the easy ones. Again, there was the one in the low red zone where if he leads his wide receiver, it's a touchdown. And he throws it like 3 yards behind him and was lucky that it didn't get intercepted. And that short accuracy for him and timing on those routes just continues to be like slightly off, whether if like it's his footwork or he's just not reading the route or knowing the timing of the receiver running the route. It continues to be a concern. But again, at the end of the day, you shouldn't complain that you won the football game. You should be happy now. And, it gives you things to grow on, as you guys said, with the run game. You guys finally have a mainly fully healthy defense. You can be like, yes, they're finally back. We can be happy about this. And it's going to be fun to see this, hopefully, knocking on wood, fully healthy Bears defense move forward throughout the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nahshon Wright kept them in this game.
Yes.
Dude, isn't that crazy? Because he played like not great for like 3 quarters. And I remember standing up and yelling and being like, out of everybody, this is the one guy that needed that fumble recovery. That was really cool. But yeah. All right, what else we got?
We can. Do you want to touch on Bills Falcons? I don't know. Did either of you really deep dive?
Bijan,
really good.
Yeah, that guy's good at football. He's ridiculous. No, we've said it so much on this podcast, but this really just is the year of parity. The Falcons 2-3 weeks ago lost to the Panthers 30-0, and now turn around and beat the team that we were kind of in consensus on as one of the best teams in the entire country. So it just continues to be like, is anyone actually very, very good this year? Or is it just going to be like, who knows?
Yes.
This could be like, yes. This could be your 27, like this could go back to like 2017 where it was like Case Keenum, Nick Foles, Blake Bortles, and like Tom Brady playing in the Super Bowl. And I just wouldn't be surprised with the way that the season is trending thus far. And again, I'm not super worried on the Bills front. Just some uncharacteristic sloppy play from that offense in particular. But hey, Michael Penix is finally building that connection with Drake London. I mean, it took 6 weeks of the season to do it, but they're finally looking like they're on the same page.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't watch the game, to be honest with you.
That's fair.
Bears were
That's
on.
fair.
Hey, I worked until 7:30, and then the Bears were on as soon as I got home. Yeah. So
the last thing I'll say before we turn over the leaf and get into this week, that little play design wrinkle on the DeAndre Swift touchdown was just so awesome. Like just so like little like nuanced stuff like that where he kind of splits out of the backfield, but not to the flat, and he runs a legit like downfield out route. And of course, like there's a pick play on it, and it's man coverage with a pressure, so there's no one else, there's no safety over the top to kind of help. He breaks one tackle, and he's gone. Like that was just little things like that. When they were down by 9, they needed to have that drive to get that explosive at that time was pretty impressive. So that was
Matt,
that was
can you pull up something really quick while I make this? Can you pull up the run chart for Next Gen Stats for me and display it? So I'm very happy with what Matt's saying as well. Again, very encouraged by that. Just because one of the things that DeAndre Swift, and I don't know, are you able to pull up like the previous weeks as well for Swift for the run charts? Yeah, if you could do that too, that way we can kind of compare them. I think before looking at this, right, and because I've looked at the run chart against the Commanders, but before looking at the rest of them, it seemed like, Ben Johnson wanted Swift to be one of those, vertical up and down kind of runners that, let's run through the A, like, you know what I mean? We're going to do as much as possible here to just run straight up the gap. And Swift is very much not that type of running back. Like you get him on the outside and kind of scheme him that way. Look at this. So on the far left, on the top left, you'll see him kind of left, right, left, right, left, right. And then you see those yellowish runs that aren't really as productive. I mean, look at that. Those outside runs is exactly what Swift needs to be doing. And then look at
you know
those.
what this one is? This one is run away from Max Crosby.
Yeah, exactly. So, but look at the couple runs that did end up working for Swift in that game against the Raiders. It's wide outside to the left. And then again, outside to the left as well for a touchdown run. Outside to the left in week 3. And then you got outside to the right in week 2. And then in week 1, it looks like he's really not, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, it's all up the middle. And again, 17 carries, 53 yards. Of course, you're going to have his more, productive, I guess, run game when you use him the way that he's supposed to be used. And the one concern I have about this is that, oh no, I've got an incompetent GM that probably won't trade for a running back now. So that's where my head goes at least. But it's like, I'm happy that the run game looked okay. We're facing a few defenses to where I feel like you'll be able to kind of run the ball against them again. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. But I don't know. We'll see. Let's go ahead and move on. Thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Let's move on to the injury report. I got a few injuries here. Bengals edge rusher Trey Hendrickson is questionable tomorrow with a back injury. He left the Packers game and did not return, so not looking great. Puka Nacua has an ankle injury. Probably going to sit out the London game just because it's a one-off, and then they get the bye week, so just give him an extra week, honestly. I think we could have Devontae Adams go at this Jaguars secondary and see what happens. Jalen Carter practiced in full, so maybe we were right. Maybe he did just stub his heel when he was in his kitchen, and he's fine now. Who knows? But yeah, he's practicing in full. He should be back this week. The Titans and Commanders had a ton of DNPs. The Commanders have those scheduled, so that's different than the Titans who play a game on who played a game on Sunday, and so just noteworthy there. And then last two Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb and Tyler Booker were back at practice in a limited fashion, and Emeka Egbuka looks to be out for a few weeks. So that was a massive bummer to see him with how he's performed this season. And let's see what the Bucs receiving core looks like this week against Detroit. I mean, it's going to be Terrion Arnold and DJ Reed are already out, so it's just putting everybody on an even playing field. Tez Johnson 100+ yards, anybody. So yeah, that's all for the injury report. Also, just hit on it before we get too deep into it. Brian Callahan, the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, was fired this week. Ironically, the same week that Mike Vrabel is facing the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee, and it seemed like the GM and the president of football ops, when they did that interview or they did that press conference, they seemed just as shocked as all of us. So, obviously, he was 4-19 in 23 games as a coach. The overall fundamentals of this team were not good. They were penalized a lot, and his only win this season was literally because the other team just gave it, like walked the ball over and gave him the football. So, is there any thoughts on Callahan getting fired? And also, Bill Callahan, his father, the offensive line coach, was dismissed, I believe, or not dismissed, but like resigned, whatever. He's the only one who is leaving this staff currently.
No, I'm not shocked that both of them got dismissed, obviously, at the same time. I think Bill Callahan's probably the bigger loss there. I mean, he's kind of known in football circles as one of the best offensive line coaches, kind of up there with Stout and whatnot. But it's about time. I'm shocked that it took this long for them to fire him and it didn't happen sooner. They just were not playing football. And for a guy that was supposed to come in and be like the offensive genius that he was, this offense has looked just tragic. So I'm just interested to kind of see where they move forward. Obviously, if you could go back in time and just not fire Vrabel, that would kind of be the best move possible. It's not an option at this point. So I'm just interested to kind of see the route that they go when it comes to hiring a new head coach. If they lean into trying to find that offensive-minded head coach like they did in this past search, or if they try to find kind of more of a personality hire like, a Nick Sirianni, Dan Campbell, John Harbaugh.
This is, and again, for the Titans, this is just another instance of, you talk about the Bears and how aligned Poles and Johnson become this offseason because of the extension. You think about the Titans, since John Robinson got dismissed in 2021, they brought in Carthon, who then fires Vrabel because of power struggle. Then Carthon brings on Callahan. They fire Carthon, and they bring on Mike Borgonzi this offseason, and now they're firing Callahan. So it's like, and so there's no just alignment between the GM and coach, and how much we talk about that in 2025 being so important. This team the last half decade has just piddled around it every single year. So I'm interested to see what they do, because
there's a guy in Chicago, if they choose to fire that GM, that I would totally advocate for. But just saying, he's pretty good. Ben's familiar.
Yeah,
Very.
It's just one of those things that I'm fascinated to see what they do, because I think you have to get an offensive guy, but at the same time, like, how many of the big name offensive coaches are going to choose the Titans? I had the same issue with the Saints last year. There's not many people lining up at the door to choose the Saints. The Titans have Cam Ward, so like that is the appeal. But if the ownership continues to just, mess around with this stuff, like, you're not going to attract the best candidates. And also, you fired a really good head coach in Mike Vrabel, so you're just never safe, even if you're good there. So just wanted to make note of that. But shall we get into the preview of Week 7?
Let's do it.
Guys ready?
Let's do it.
So let's start, number 1, with Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. The Steelers travel to Cincinnati to face the Bengals and Joe Flacco. Over under 44.5. Steelers favored by a touchdown. Ironically enough, this is the battle of the top 2 teams in the AFC North, and the Bengals haven't won a game since Week 2. The Steelers have not lost a game since Week 2. So, again, this is a team they continue to get wins, and they continue to not impress me. Just the Steelers way, folks. So, anybody got thoughts on this one?
I had joked as we were talking that, like, I just don't want to touch this game with like a 10-foot pole, like at all, whether that's betting or just like talking about it. If this was on the Sunday slate, this would be one of them games that is just like regulated to red zone only. Like I just wouldn't make the time to I wouldn't make the time to watch this game. There's really not a whole lot about
And it's
this
not
game.
even the worst game of the week.
Believe me, I
It's
know.
not.
We'll get into that in a second. Trust me. But there's just not a whole lot about this game that entices me or intrigues me on either side of the football. Really, the only thing that like stands out to me is this. I think this is kind of the. I don't want to. There's a lot of football left, but this might be a huge game in terms of like figuring out who wins this division. Not because I like think the Bengals are going to be good, but just because every team is just like outright bad in this division, and the Steelers can pick up another one against a division opponent.
Yeah.
I think it'll firmly supplant them. Again, we never know what's going to happen with the Ravens. They're kind of the team that's just like looming in the shadows. But I think this can be a really big, like, haha, gotcha moment. This is our division. If they can win this game the way I think they probably will.
I'm so like unmotivated to watch this game, but like NFL, like I'm going to.
Oh, come on. You guys are selling this one short. Come
I'm not a fan of it. I will say this, like I'm putting more stock into the Joe Flacco Bengals this week than I am last week. Just because I feel like on a short week, the guy didn't really perform that bad against Green Bay. So like,
we'll talk about that.
Yeah. But, with that being said, I don't think it's going to be out of reach. And I'm hoping this game turns out to be better than what I'm anticipated to be, because man, it's kind of a snooze fest in the AFC North this year. And it kind of sucks. I don't know.
Yeah, so getting into some little mini statistics, I mean, we have two 40-year-old quarterbacks, so I'm just joking with you guys. But Joe Flacco, in his first game with the Cincinnati Bengals, had his first game with a positive generated EPA per dropback. So just think about that. Like, of all the games he played with Cleveland this year, this was the first time he was overly efficient. And it was on, 3 days' notice? And I thought he figured out something late in that game where it's like, hey, just throw it at number 1, throw it at number 5, be accurate on these like 20-yard down the field routes, to the sideline. These guys will go find the ball. That was the thing with Browning that like he could not do. He could not be accurate throwing outside the numbers that like Burrow is so good at. The only thing that's like different from Burrow to Flacco, as you notice it, is Flacco is 15 years older, so he just takes so much time out of that little drop back and like the long winding motion down the field. So it's just aesthetically, it looks so different. And then we get to Aaron Rodgers. No different, guys. He has his lowest time to throw since 2016. The guy is just in shotgun, getting the ball out. They somewhat are merging some of the Arthur Smith stuff with what Rodgers likes to do, but there's so much of like Rodgers checking at the line, and it's just like, all right, let me check into a quick little hitch, quick slant, something like that, and just get the ball out so I don't get hit. Similar to the Tom Brady method when he was kind of on his way out. And then we talk about some advanced metrics. The Steelers on most offensive and defensive metrics rank anywhere from 10 to 17th. I looked that up. And then the Bengals, an offensive defense, rank anywhere pretty much in the bottom 10. So, like, they don't really do anything good. But they have really good receivers. So that could challenge the Steelers' secondary. But I want to talk about the other secondary in my matchup of the week. I've had some fun watching the Bengals secondary this year. DJ Turner leads the league in pass breakups. The trio of Jordan Battle, Geno Stone, and Dax Hill, just in the run game, specifically against Green Bay, just the way they fitted it up was really, really good. The interior defensive line looks pretty good with TJ Slayton and BJ Hill on the field. So I think they could, ruffle some things up in the run game in this one. And just, you think about the Steelers and they're dipping more and more into their receivers. They still have DK. Obviously, he's going to be the favorite target, but let's dip into the bucket of Roman Wilson and Ben Skoranek and Scotty Miller as the wide receiver too in this one. Like let's have some fun. So yeah, but next the final thing on this Thursday night preview is we're gonna build a little parlay, guys. Not sponsored, obviously. I'm gonna go first. My prop that I brought to the table on FanDuel, under 22.5 first half. I love under first half totals on Thursday Night Footballs, and no different on this one. The Steelers have hit this under in 4 out of their 5 games. The only one they didn't hit was, of course, that weird Jets game in Week 1 when the Jets scored 30 points. Remember that? And the Bengals have an offense that is built to sit on the ball and suffocate time. You saw them coming out of half. They had a 10-minute drive out of the half against the Packers. So they kind of want to suffocate time a little bit here, make the game quicker. So I like the under 22.5.
I'll go next. You guys know me. All right, Matt. Aaron Rodgers passing yards. I'm going to add that to the parlay. Over under, you ask. Which one shall the Bears fan pick? Yeah, I'm actually going over. 216.5 is his line, and I want Aaron Rodgers over 216.5. I don't trust Jalen Warren.
Whoa.
Like, I don't think that either of them say, like, I don't think that the Steelers are sitting there thinking, ooh, Jalen Warren, can't wait to give him the ball 25 times. Like, I think that they're going to let Aaron Rodgers kind of rip it to DK with this defense that's really bad, especially if Trey Hendrickson is out.
Yes. That's perfect kind of piggyback to mine. I'm going DK Metcalf anytime touchdown score at plus 145. 2 takeaways from what Ryan had said. You guys heard it here first. Ryan is a big Aaron Rodgers believer. He's made it known.
Shut up. No, shut up.
Aaron Rodgers might be Ryan's favorite quarterback. You heard it.
Oh my! I'm gonna throw
When
up
we did the
live on
Steelers
air.
preview, you had them with the most wins.
Stop
Look
it!
at
I'm
that.
shriveling. I'm melting.
But also, the Kenny Gainwell disrespect will not be tolerated on this podcast. Kenny Gainwell, the lead back, might I add, in the backfield for the Steelers this year. We absolutely love it, and I was tempted to take over on his rushing yards, but I felt a little bit more confident, and kind of in the same mindset that Ryan was in terms of just I think they're comfortable with letting Aaron Rodgers just target his number one wide receiver as he has done throughout his entire career. Obviously, that is DK Metcalf, and that's how we found ourselves with the anytime touchdown scorer for DK.
Love to see it. Crafting that on FanDuel plus 850. So of course you get the positive correlation of my first half under with DK's touchdown. They're kind of at odds with each other. So plus 850, not too bad. Gonna sprinkle a little $5 on it, and hey, we'll see you at the ticket stop. So all right, now we get into gamble responsibly. Now we get into the games of the Sunday slate, the Sunday weekend. We're going to go in order of the 3 games that we talked about. So let's start in Chicago, talking about the New Orleans Saints traveling to the Chicago Bears. Once again, an extension of the narrative bowl. The Bears come out of one, they're right into another one. Spencer Rattler, Caleb Williams, they were teammates in 2021 and in a game that very forgettable 2021 football game in Dallas. Just nothing happened. And then Dennis Allen, the former Saints head coach, is now the Bears defensive coordinator. So There's obvious, just at odds here with this one. So that's some fun with it. But this was Ryan's game, so let's kick it over to Ryan first.
I just want to say, right, this could very well be like such a bad trap game because the Bears literally have not beaten the New Orleans Saints since December 11th of 2008. So, and not to mention, the Saints are playing great football, even though they're not finishing, right? They're staying competitive with teams that are good, like the Patriots, for example, the Bills, like, just to name a couple, like those are good opponents. Even though they're a 1-4 team, I was just explaining this to my girlfriend because she was asking me after the Commanders game who the Bears are playing next. I said they're playing the 1-4 Saints, and she goes, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. Let's not do that because it would be very Bears-like to overlook the Saints team a mere 6 days after going off of a very high momentum, I would argue that's one of the most important games of the season that the Bears won on Monday. And, just kind of let that hangover ride out until Sunday and get slapped in the face by Spencer Rattler and the Saints. It's also interesting for me to note, and this is purely speculation at this point. I doubt something's going to happen between now and then, but like the Saints are featured in a lot of different trade negotiations. And I think it's at least worth noting that nobody knows what version of the Saints we're going to see out on the field on Sunday, because there might be a player moved within the next 5 minutes. Like, it seems like the Saints are going to be sellers at the end of the day. Now, like I said, I don't anticipate a move happening soon because I would probably hope, for your case, Matt, that they really draw this out into the last second to really milk out every bit of compensation that they can get from these people that want their players. But I think at least it's worth noting in the heat of trade negotiations for the next couple weeks that, hey, this is a team that could look like sellers and look completely different towards the back half. As far as my Bears, I have no idea what to expect out of them, but I'm more excited to find out about, Matt, how you're feeling going into this one.
Overall, I think there are pieces of this defense that I think the Saints could certainly attack. Talking about how efficient Rattler has been this season, the Bears in, pass defense have not been efficient, but they've been splashy. They've been really splashy the last few weeks with those turnovers. The Saints are tied for top 10 in the least amount of giveaways this year. They have 4, actually tied with the Colts and tied with the Bears. So, again, this is a team that doesn't turn the ball over, is pretty efficient down to down. It just comes down to red zone percentage. It comes down to, you said it, finishing inside the red area, because Chicago is tied for 24th in opponent red zone touchdown percentage. So when you get down there, the Bears have been they've been gettable. I said this phrase last week when I talked about the Patriots. It's another gettable game for Spencer Rattler to be able to move the ball and just access all parts of the field. Kind of let down with the receiving talent last week. You have the Juwan Johnson fumble. You have Olave kind of drop a fingertip catch in the end zone. So just margins along against the Patriots, and Drake May having the performance that he did down the field. It was, again, you said it right. They're hanging in these games. They're in them. And the thing I want to see with the Bears is this Bears run game truly, truly legit? Because ironically enough, like, the Saints are top 5 in rush EPA, which is kind of translated to how many fumbles they were able to force against New York. But they're still 13th in success rate. So overall, like, teams aren't overly efficient on the ground. And is this a one-off schemed up game plan that you had against the Commanders that you can't really follow up against the Saints? We'll find out together.
Matt, let me ask you one question before we cut to Ben. We're 5 weeks in, your team's 1-4, but they're competitive at 1-4 in every single one of these, or 1-5. I apologize. 1-5. Is this the best case scenario for you? Like, you get competitive football out of a team, but you're going low in a potential draft situation? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think, and again, I think there's been just There's a lot of buzz. You said it. It's no secret with the way the Saints are treating it. I think everybody is available for the right price with a team that's 1-5. Like it is what it is. But I don't want to see guys just traded away for the sake of trading away. Like I really don't. Specifically Chris Olave. I don't want you to just give him away for, third round pick. Like I think it really needs to meet ends, and you need to just make that that's a tough decision, but I'm still willing to die on the hill of like this is the only first round pick at the last. Like the verdict is still out on Banks and even like Brzee, but nobody is hit in the first round like Olave has for this team. So to just give it away because you don't want to extend him, I don't know. Don't love it.
Ben?
Yeah, that would be bad GMing, but it won't be the first time, and it definitely won't be the last time that we have seen bad GMing.
I'll say this. He crushed the Lattimore deal. He crushed it. Like,
he did.
Yeah.
He did.
They're eating a ton of dead cap for it, but that was a great trade.
Yes, it absolutely was. That being said, I mean, you guys had talked about it. The Saints they're not a good football team, but they play smart football. And you have to, to counteract that, you can't make dumb mistakes. And you have to kind of cross your T's and dot your I's when you're playing them because they're a disciplined football team. And as Ryan, you pointed out, I think this is a very real possibility that, the Saints come into town and you lose this game. 2 points in terms of kind of like players that I think are worth noting to keep an eye on, and players for props that, you might want to throw in there for your bets. Alvin Kamara and Kendre Miller, I think they're going to have themselves a day against this rush defense. We'll see, because this is the first time, or I guess this will be the second game, because they had them fully healthy last week, that the Bears have their linebacking core together, but I still think the run defense is not going to be the best. So I think Kendre and Alvin could look to have a great game. But on the flip side of that, I've been the one person on this podcast going into the year, but I'm like, kind of push back in the Rome stuff, but he's looked great this year. And as Matt had pointed out to me and Ryan here, he's lined up everywhere on the field. And if you don't want him to match up against Kool-Aid, which I'm not really scared, even if he does match up against Kool-Aid, if I'm being honest, you can play him anywhere. And I think there's a very real possibility that Rome leaves this game with a touchdown or two and 100 yards. And we're like, yep, Rome is continuing to take these steps forwards as this wide receiver one that Caleb has been looking for. And I think if they can create that connection and continue to flourish that, just as, Penix did with Drake London, I think, the Bears are going to set themselves up for success.
Yeah. That's all I have on this one for now, at least. But I'm looking forward to it, man. This one has been circled on my calendar just as much as the Ohio State and Texas one was scheduled on yours. And I know that one meant more to you for sure. I know that just because you needed your payback. But this one, just the sentimental value, man. I'm excited.
Absolutely.
We're going to get cheesy on this podcast.
Let's move on, continuing with the games of the week. Let's go to LA and let's talk some Colts and Chargers. This is a long time coming on this podcast to talk about the Indianapolis Colts, tied for the best record in football. Indianapolis Colts after 6 games. Travarius Ward and Quentin Johnston have no guarantee to play, but we hope they do, because each unit has been substantially better with each of those guys going. And if you disagree, go look at some of the guys who were playing football last weekend in the secondary for the Indianapolis Colts. You can see why Jacoby Brissett kind of launched the ball down the field and had 300 yards in that one. But I'm going to kick it off because this is obviously my game of the week. You just think about what Daniel Jones has done this year and how is he winning? Well, he's winning because he has the highest rate of play action in the league. Most of that is under center. Into this game with a 37% of his throws are under play action. Chargers have allowed the 5th lowest completion percentage at 57% on play action throws. So, again, keep that in mind. What the Colts do really, really well, the Chargers have shown an ability to stop it. Jones will also have his hands full as this is a top 5 defense in both dropback success rate and total EPA. But it is not because of the pass rush. The Chargers pass rush is 21st in pressure rate and 27th in blitz rate. So it's all about the secondary. If you want to learn about the secondary with the Chargers and learn about some of the things they do, just go watch that Raiders game and how they confuse Geno, just the way they compress down with so many different zone looks and so many different rotations in that back seven. They're really, really good at it. They force you to throw the ball into windows that you think you can, and then you cannot. And Daniel Jones has been he's been selectively aggressive this year, but at the same time still has some dropped interceptions on his resume this year that I think if the Chargers can take a hold of will reap those rewards. Lastly, before I swing it over, let's talk about Justin Herbert this season, specifically against pressure. The Colts are a pretty average team in terms of pressure rate at 35%, which I think the league average is about 33.5, something like that. But they're coming off their best performance against the Cardinals. And you think about the Chargers offensive line, just the tackles are gutted. There's no, obviously Joe Alt is not going to play. Trey Pipkins is hopping up on the injury report. So there's, you could be down to, Austin DeLucas once again. And Justin Herbert this season, he ranks top 3 in pressure rate at over 40%. And the Chargers are throwing the ball at the second highest rate in the league at over 66%. So just think about that, and you think about the horses that the Colts have along the front 4, just Laiatu Latu, Kwity Paye, those interior defensive linemen, Buckner and Stewart. This is a matchup that I think the Colts could just across the line of scrimmage could really, really dominate, specifically on the defensive side. But Ben, I'll swing it over to you. What do you have on this one?
Yeah, well, first off, I think that's something that we'll probably say most games when talking about the Chargers is that this is going to be an area on the defense can attack is this awful offensive line that they have. And I don't know the stat, and maybe you can look it up for me as I'm talking here. But I really think this game can be won by the Chargers defense if they can stop the run. I don't know what their run defense looks like. They have a duo of arguably the most fun linebackers just to watch. Again, I don't know what the run defense looks like. But the duo of Henley and Troy Dye, they're just like this 2 athletic freaks running around the football field. And it's hard to not just smile when you see it, just in true football guy fashion. But I think if you can stop that Chargers run or that Colts run, then I think you're going to kind of set yourself up pretty square because you had mentioned how well their pass defense has been. But that is a big, big task because through the first 6 weeks of the season, Jonathan Taylor has looked like the best running back in the NFL, and he's kind of bounced back to the Jonathan Taylor that we came accustomed to 2 or 3 years ago. But I think, again, this game can be won if the Chargers can limit him because I think right now we're at a spot where you're not going to stop him. It's just how much damage can we prevent him from doing at this point. But again, if they can limit that, I think the Chargers are going to find themselves in an advantageous situation. Did you
go ahead, Ben? I'm sorry.
Find any stats about that Chargers run defense?
Yeah, I'll take it from here. That's my matchup. Is obvious. It's Jonathan Taylor versus this rush defense and specifically the low red zone because how good the Chargers pass defense is. Their run defense is not that great. They're 23rd in rush EPA and 20th in success rate. So they're kind of at that bottom tier of it all. And you mentioned they're facing the best rush offense. In terms of EPA this year, no rush game is more explosive than the Indianapolis Colts. And you know why? Because Jonathan Taylor leads the league in all of these categories. He is first in carries, rush yards, rush touchdowns. We want to talk about the counting stats. Let's get into, keep going. First in explosive runs this year, which is a 10-plus yard run. I was 16. He's first in first downs rushed for at 29. He is second in single-player rush EPA behind only Rico Dowdle, who obviously with the low volume and the back-to-back 200-yard games, like his EPA is going to be through the roof right now. He's third in missed tackles forced, according to PFF, behind only Bijan and Ashton Genty with 24. He has been truly, truly phenomenal this year, and you mentioned it. Like, he's averaging over 100 rush yards a game right now. And we get into the low red zone stats. The Chargers rank second in red zone touchdown percentage behind only the Broncos, who have faced this Colts team. The Colts in that game were 2 of 6 in the red zone. They do not want to throw the ball in those really condensed areas, and so they lean on the run game, specifically Jonathan Taylor. And so that is just how the Chargers want to play defense. And once the back of the end zone is their best friend, because it just creeps these safeties forward and it condenses you even more. And so just overall, I'm really excited to see how, once the Colts are on, 3rd and 6 on the 15-yard line, like looking to score, are they going to get 7 consistently, or are they going to have to settle for 3s like they did against Denver, where I know they won that game, but it was kind of a heart attack game. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just impressed that Khalil Mack is getting activated off the IR, because that was horrific. That's really the only point that I have on this one that you guys haven't touched on. But, like, excited about the Colts, man. I don't know. Like, I feel like that fan base deserves it. Indiana sports as a whole, crazy right now, taking off, with the exception of like Purdue.
One in the football programs.
Yeah, crazy stuff, man. I don't know. Rumor has it top 3 team in Bloomington. It's crazy stuff. But oh, wait a minute, hold on a second. This is the Pro Football Podcast show. Sorry.
All right, let's move on to the final game of the week. The Commanders travel to Dallas in a pretty much close to pick'em game here, with the highest over-under total of the week. CeeDee Lamb may be back, which will be an obvious plus for the Dallas Cowboys. But Ben, this was your game, so swing it to you.
Yeah, first off, you guys should be thanking your lucky stars that Matt is in my ear and that we talk as much as we do, because I almost forced you guys to talk about the Dolphins and Browns. I almost made you guys do it, just as we did last week, but you guys are lucky that Matt is on the side of the listeners here. He's a man of the people. But in terms of this game specifically, this is just so much fun because of the divisional implications that it has, right? They're kind of at ebbs and flows with the NFC East. There are years where the NFC East looks like arguably the best division in all of football, and there are years where the NFC East looks like one of the worst divisions in football. And right now, through the first 6 weeks of the season, they're looking like the NFC least, and they're not looking very good. And kind of that same conversation that we had with the Steelers and Bengals can be a conversation that we have here. Obviously, there's the Eagles, or the team that you have to talk about, and the Giants are making a little bit of noise as well. But when these divisions are as tight of a race as they are, you have to talk about these games. And I really think the main thing that's going to decide this game is how the Cowboys defense handles Jaden Daniels specifically, not the run defense as a whole, but specifically Jaden Daniels, because as we saw in week 1 with the Cowboys versus the Eagles, Jalen Hurts gave him fits, and I love Jalen Hurts and what he offers as a runner, but I'd be lying to you if I told you Jaden Daniels wasn't a better runner. So if Hurts is giving you all these fits on defense as a quarterback using his legs, what is Jaden Daniels going to do to you? And then on the flip side of that, again, I think the interesting note is CeeDee Lamb going to play or not? He's listed as questionable. we'll see. But that obviously, again, adds that big piece to the offense. George Pickens has done a great job kind of filling in, at least as that wide receiver one. But who do you have after that? Jalen Tolbert and a return man playing wide receiver out there. So when you add the best, obviously you get the benefit of adding one of the best wide receivers in the NFL back to your offense. And that does push George Pickens down to number 2 and allows Dak Prescott more options to throw the football to. But again, I think that game comes down to Jaden Daniels and his legs. But I'll swing this over to you, Ryan. Do you have any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny to me because my buddy, like, I would probably throw him in that Cowboys fan group just because he's a big Tim the Tatman guy. And so he shows me a bunch of Tim the Tatman clips about him reacting to the Cowboys. And I can't count on both hands how many times I've said, yep, that's the Matt Eberflus experience. Like he's with it. I mean, Terry McLaurin's practicing again. I don't think that I'm taking this -1.5 spread every day of the week when it comes to the Commanders against this Cowboys team. And I know that the Cowboys looked good on offense. That's fine. But I think that the Commanders are going to be able to blow them out to where, maybe not blow them out, but I mean, definitely cover. I mean, that's a low line to me. I don't know, because the Commanders were favored 5.5 against the Bears. And I mean, Bears beat them. And so maybe that line changed a little bit. I don't know, but it's just like, if they're favored 5.5, I would assume everybody's in agreement here that the Bears defense looks better than the Cowboys, right? So like, are we not saying that, or are we saying that, Jaden's not going to score that much with his number 1 receiver back? Like that's crazy to me. I think -1.5 is safe. In fact, I'm spoiler alert, adding that to my pick. Nah, I can't because I do my anytime touchdown. Take it anyway. So -1.5, sure, do it. Actually, up the odds. Take -2.5. They're going to win by a field goal at least.
Ooh.
Oh, getting crazy. I know. Hold the sign, guys. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's a reason that this point total is as high as it is. These are 2 top 10 offenses by most advanced metrics. Washington's rush EPA takes a massive dip this week because of the fumbles they had, especially in the crucial points of the game. But you think about, let's talk about the defenses. The Commanders' defense continues to show leaks. Just you mentioned it with Swift, like talking about the outside zone stuff, like Wagner and Luvu, very tight-hipped linebackers. They don't get to the edge in this urgent way that most other linebackers can and stop those kind of schemes. And you talk about Dallas this year, like this rushing scheme is uber creative. Like they have been tremendous this year with what and you think about all the offensive linemen they're missing this season, and they've still been extremely efficient. And then we talk about the quarterbacks as we have to. Dak's been phenomenal. Duh. I'll say duh because I'm the resident Dak guy. But he's top 5 in all the counting stats you want him to be top 5 in. He's top 10 in most advanced metrics. He has 70 plus quarterback pressures this season according to Next Gen Stats. He's the only one with under 10 total sacks of those 12 players. He has 7. So like he's just never putting this offense in a bad spot as he can do consistently. And then we talk about Daniels, like as a passer, like wasn't terrible against the Bears, but still like you think about just the moments that he blacks out and he throws that interception to Brisker where it's like he just miscounts him, just totally like unbelievable bad read, and drops the football at the end of the game. So it's like you think about those moments more than the way he was able to move up and down the field, and they didn't punt the ball until the fourth quarter. So like, yeah, I still believe in both quarterbacks doing phenomenal things in this one. And then my matchup, everybody who runs the football for Washington against this defense, their rush offense is still good. Like it's still good. They run into this Bears unit coming off a bye. Dallas is 32nd in rush success rate this year, and a lot of their box counts are lined up inside the tackles, giving those lanes for outside zone runs. which is what Cliff likes to expose. And then lastly, but I also want to mention, like, the Dowdle film really shows the exposures of this Dallas rush defense. Like, you go watch some Rico Dowdle carries against the Dallas Cowboys, and you'll see what I mean. But then lastly, Jaden Daniels, it's weird, he has been so much more efficient scrambling against zone than man, because he can just process down the field what the coverages are, and he's just so elusive that even guys in zones waiting for him, they can't get him because he's so damn slippery. And who runs the most zone in football? The Dallas Cowboys at 77.8%. So you just think about that stuff, just making note of it. This is what the Commanders can do, can really run the ball out. And let's see if the Cowboys can keep pace with them. I think that's going to be a lot of the Cowboys games this season. So that's all for the games of the week. If we don't have anything else to add, we can get into Pigskin Pick'em, and I swing it to Ryan for the records.
Guys, I'm not having a fun season with this, okay? Ben finished 10-5, Matt with 9-6, and then your boy with 8-7. The overall records for the season: Ben leads the way, 64-28-1. Matt 58-34-1, and then I'm 51-41-1. I'm gonna need some love here in this. I mean, come on. Also, one thing that I want to kind of keep track of, that I'll be honest with you, is entirely my responsibility. So I apologize for not doing this. I'm going to keep track of bye weeks that way we can kind of throw this in at the beginning. So your little tidbit here. So the teams that already had a bye that will not be announced because they already had a bye: the Falcons, the Bears, the Packers, the Steelers, the Vikings, and the Texans. And then this week's bye weeks consist of the Bills and the Ravens. So we should get 15 matchups to predict this week. Plenty of room for opportunity for your boy. Let's dive into it. We're going in Steelers versus Bengals in Cincinnati. I think, judging by what we said, we should be in unison here, right? I'm going with the Steelers. Matt?
I'll take the Steelers. I'll do it again. I really had a hunch. I wanted to fade the Eagles last week, but I didn't want to take the Giants, if that makes sense. This week I'm not looking to fade the Steelers, so I'll take them here.
Ben?
Yeah, I'm going the Steelers here.
And then we've got the Rams and Jaguars in London Sunday morning, baby. I'm taking the home team Jags. Matt?
And this is where they win, right? Wrong. Let's take the Rams.
Ooh. Does Puka play in your mind? Is that a thing?
No. Puka's he's out. Like, he's definitely not playing.
As a fantasy owner, I shed a tear. I know.
Yeah, I'm going with the London Jaguars. Like, that is London's team. We're going with they might be the only team that actually gets the quote unquote home field advantage while playing their home game.
They got killed by the Bears last year.
I'm air quote. Yes, but again, are they not London's team? They're the team that London's yes, Jaguars, you're ours.
There was lots of orange last year. I don't know. Yeah.
So,
no, you're right.
But I am going Jaguars. If you guys listened to the recap episode, I was quite worried about the way that they moved the ball without Puka. That was against a very bad Ravens defense. This Jaguars defense is going to be a step up. So I'm going Jags.
And then Saints and Bears. Matt, I'm putting you in a predicament here. I'm making you pick first.
I'm taking the Saints.
I wanted to be the Bears fan to take the Saints, and I'm going to. Ben?
Oh, God. Now, I wanted to take the Saints, but I don't want all three of us to take the Saints.
All right, fine. Take the Saints. I'll take my team. I need to. If you want to take the Saints, I'll take the Bears. If I need the points. I need the points, and I need more than just the rooting interest of the Bears. Come on. I'll give you the Saints.
Thank you.
I'll give you the Saints.
Well, I wanted the Saints. I just didn't want all of us to pick the Saints because Lord knows if we all picked the Saints, they would lose. So
Dolphins in Cleveland against the Browns. What are we thinking? I'm thinking Browns here. I'll take the Browns. I'm crazy. I'll do it.
Browns are favored in this one. Tua apologized for him. He called out his teammates for not attending players-only meetings, which, if the players aren't attending the players-only meetings, what are they? Some are saying. But I'll take the Browns. We talked about it. I love this defensive line. And especially them at home. There's some splits, man. The Browns at home, they got something.
I just want to throw in this tidbit because I thought it was funny. When I was listening to that, I was in the car, like I forget where I was driving, but it was like Tua saying, like, yeah, like they're not coming to the players only meetings, and I've considered making them mandatory and stuff like that. And all I could think about was like Tua playing 2K by himself. Like, like that's all I could think of. But Ben, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I'm taking Tua and his lonely self playing 2K. I think McDaniel's job is on the line, and I think he's gonna pull off something he hasn't been able to in a while now, and that's a good coaching job here.
Winning the football game?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going the Dolphins.
All right, and then we've got Patriots and Titans. I'm taking Mike Vrabel and his guys, the Patriots. Matt?
I may never pick against Drake May again. So I'm taking the Patriots.
Glad we're on the same wavelength there. I'm absolutely never going to pick against Drake May for the rest of the season. Don't hold me to that. I'm taking the Patriots.
And then the Raiders making the trip to Kansas City. I think Rashee Rice is going to play, no limitations or anything like that. As far as,
Rashee Rice is going to play? I would have never have known because definitely no one is talking about that. Sorry.
Oh,
dude. It's driving me off the walls.
I'm going with the Chiefs by 1 million.
Yeah.
Literally 1 million.
Yeah, take the spread.
Yes.
Let's see. All right. And then, okay. Eagles, Vikings. I'll take the Vikings here. Matt?
So, yeah, I didn't mention this in the injury report because there's, like, no guarantee, but JJ is practicing, so there's a world that JJ McCarthy does play, but I just remember before London where they're like, they're not going to rush him until he's 100,000%. So, I think this could be one where he gets limited practices all week and then he's ruled out, and they just roll Wentz into the fire, which, this Wentz revenge game? Does this classify?
Some are saying
revenge
yes.
Game every other game, like, because he played for so many damn teams at this point. I'll take the Eagles. I think they bounce back. They got the mini bye. They're all friends again.
Oh, they got the mini bye. Yeah, I'll change my pick. You're right. I'm going the Eagles then.
Oh, the mini bye swayed you.
But the mini bye swayed you, but the actual bye didn't sway you.
I was already like teetering towards changing it anyways, guys. Come on. But yeah, that was probably.
Yeah, you don't want to lean in, like, if there's a chance.
I don't want to lean in on Carson Wentz right now, man. Both of these quarterbacks suck, no matter who plays.
Oh,
Ryan's agenda from 2 weeks ago.
There it is.
It was hopeful thinking. Whatever. Everybody knew it.
Yeah, no. Wait. Of course, I'm taking the Eagles here. I don't care who's playing quarterback. I'd prefer for it to be JJ, but I do not care who's playing quarterback. The Eagles will win this game, and I'm confident about it.
You're never confident.
Panthers.
I know.
Panthers, Jets. Did the Jets get their first win?
I hate this game. This goes back to like the dilemma that like
Panthers 0-3 at home. Panthers they're 3-0 at home, 0-3 on the road. They lose. Go Jets.
Oh,
I wanted to go with the Jets. I wanted to be.
I knew where that was going. I jumped in front of you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not gonna make the same mistake Matt did last week, not picking the Giants. I'm rocking with the New York team.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll be the only one to ride the Panthers out. That's cool.
Big vibes guy.
Vibes.
Big vibes guy. Big Rico Dowdle guy. Come on. Giants, Broncos. I'm going Giants. I'll be the first guy to say it.
I don't know.
Broncos.
It's a little weird, isn't it?
I hate the Broncos offense right now. I despise watching the Broncos offense as well as the Jets offense in that game. That was just overall, man. But I'll take the better unit. I'll take the Broncos.
The Giants are in such a weird spot, right? Like Jackson Dart, young quarterback, Malik Neighbors, yeah. But it's like, do you buy in yet? Do you sell yet?
No.
Do you do anything at the deadline?
You
I don't know.
You buy a receiver that gets you through the year to make sure like you can get a good competent reason on Dart. But you don't buy like I've seen Olave linked to them. I think if they buy on Olave, I think that pick would be too rich.
I was going to say it earlier. I'm just going to make a prediction live on air and say that Olave is a New England Patriot. I know. Crazy stuff.
Some are saying AJ Brown's going to be a Patriot. No,
why not both?
We'll yeah, right. We'll do this really quickly. I think Juwan Jennings fits that mold very good for what you
are the 49ers sellers? Who knows?
Who knows?
They could sell Jennings because of the contract disputes.
He's been injured though,
He's
lot.
Been injured. There's contract.
The Niners
disputes.
Players injured.
Shocker.
No way.
Kendrick Bourne has stepped in and filled that role in very nicely, and he's doing everything that they would have hoped Juwan Jennings would do. I would be shocked if Juwan Jennings was on this team by the trade deadline.
Colts, Chargers. I'm going Colts here.
Colts, yes.
Yeah.
I picked against them too many times, I think, yeah.
I've picked for the Chargers too many times at this point.
Yeah.
The Chargers keep burning me. I'm going with the Colts.
This is when the Chargers win. It's gonna be crazy.
I'm gonna cry. No, I'll cry live on air. Don't threaten me.
You ready? I'll do it. All right. I'm crazy enough. I'll do it. I'm behind by 19 games? Not even. I mean, it's 13, but whatever. I'll pick the Chargers then. Just to fade you guys.
No, that's good.
All right,
these
Commanders.
swing games, you got to pick against us just to kind of
you got to play the field here.
Higher ceiling.
Yeah. Commanders, Cowboys. I'll go last for the last few games because we'll see if I have to fade or not. But yeah, I have CO. Which team am I picking, guys?
Okay, dude. All right, bro. But that's why I sat on my hands and zipped up my tongue there. I'm picking the Cowboys when you were talking.
I'm picking the Cowboys.
Oh. All right. So now do we have to have conversations about Jaden Daniels because nobody's talking about him? The answer is no. We're doing the Commanders.
Have you seen their next 3 games after this one?
It's kind of rough, isn't it?
They kind of need this one because you get into a road game on Monday Night Football against the Chiefs, home Sunday Night Football against Seattle, and then a Brady game against the Lions. So you think about their next 3, they kind of need this one to feel like you could go 2-2 in that stretch because they're already 3-3. Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Packers, Cardinals. I mean, come on, guys. I can't fade you here, right? There's no way.
Give me the Packers.
Give me the Packers.
You're like, do it. I dare you.
Oh my gosh. Did you guys, this is a history in the making on the podcast. Ryan taking over on Aaron Rodgers' yards and also picking the Packers? Who is this man? What happened to the caller from Chicago?
I'm a desperate man. What can I say? I need money and I need picks. Dude, we beat him. It's fine.
Yeah,
Falcons, 40, Falcons 49. This is the week that the Bears lose. All vibes are going crazy right now. I'm picking Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Falcons, Niners. What are we doing?
Dude, the Falcons pass rush good. Is it good? I'm
it's good.
I'm really close.
It's
I'm
good.
really close.
It's
They
good.
sent so much pressure.
It's good. And that being said, give me the Niners.
I know Kittle's
Ooh.
like might play. No guarantee. No guarantee on Purdy either. Oh, give me Atlanta.
Dude, oh god, this.
I kind of want to go
thought-
against Ben on this one. Just
I'm
going
just
against
not
Ben.
like I'm not happy. Like I think this is just gonna be like a weird season for Penix, where he's just gonna have like the both ends of it, and we're just gonna leave the season.
Oh, he's
still
going to be a rookie
like,
quarterback?
Yeah, we're gonna be like, well, is he good
Yeah.
or is he not good?
Yeah. I'm also going the 49ers here. And then Buccaneers, Lions, Monday Night Football. Matt?
Give me the Buccaneers.
Oh.
Brian Branch is suspended. For those who haven't, if for those who live under a rock, there's a fun fight that broke out where Brian Branch just whooped Juju into next week. Because of that, Brian Branch is suspended one game. They already have injuries on the back end, given obviously the Bucs are facing their own injury woes, but Mike Evans might be back for this game. Who knows? Don't care. Give me Baker. He has that dog in him.
Matt?
I'm taking the Lions.
Yeah. I'm also taking the Lions. As much as I will be rooting for the Buccaneers, surprise, surprise, I'm a big Baker guy, if you did not know. Texans, Seahawks. I'm going Seahawks here. I know I said I'd pick last, but I feel like that's self-explanatory. Seahawks looks good, man.
Seattle.
Yep.
All right, so that'll do it for Pigskin Pick'em. If I could spell Seahawks right, good lord. Okay, so that'll do it for Pigskin Pick'em this week. As always, we will have your records, or our records, I guess, but our predictions and the outcomes next week. And let's make some money, boys. Pigskin payout. To remind you, please gamble responsibly. And then our Thursday Night Football parlay is under, what was it, 22.5, I believe the line is. I don't know. I bet it live on air. Under 22.5 total points for the first half. For the first half. And then I had Aaron Rodgers over 216.5 passing yards. And then Ben had DK anytime touchdown. And speaking of anytime touchdowns, my anytime touchdown parlay of the week is Brian Thomas Jr., Rico Dowdle, Rome Odunze, and Jonathan Taylor. All four of those
he's
guys,
on the
yeah.
Rico. He's on the Rico train. You guys heard it here.
He's gonna hurt me, dude. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's gonna hurt you, and there's not much you can do about that.
Yeah, you're not talking to the guy that picked Saquon to score 2 touchdowns. I mean, what happened there? Who knows? That never happened.
Hey.
That game never happened. Saquon Barkley, that's a person. He exists.
You picked the wrong running back. That's all right. Really quickly, yes, this is, as we've talked about, a our pro football show here. That being said, I mentioned just a little bit on the college football show about a parlay I was whipping up. I ended up whipping that up and placing a $5 on it. That one ended up looking like a USC money line over on the 61.5 points in Washington money line. The payout for that's crazy. It's like $5 to win.
Pac-12.
Long live. The payout for that ended up being like $5 to win like $85. But what you guys are actually here for, my pro football parlay is Seattle money line at -178, Saints to cover a +10.5 spread, and the Buccaneers to cover a +7.5 spread. That gives you +242, so not a crazy payout, but it's safe. I feel confident in that. That's $5 to win roughly $22 and some change there.
$10 wins you $24.20. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Matt,
Nice.
what are you cooking,
Yeah.
man?
So we're scoring points this weekend. All right?
Mhm.
We're scoring points. And two teams that I have no doubt in watching them at home this season score points, the Chiefs and the Cowboys. They have been scoring points at home. Give me the Chiefs over 29.5 team total at home against the Raiders, the lifeless Raiders. And then give me over 27.5 on the Cowboys. I failed to mention this. Guys, the Cowboys have had 2 games at home this season, and both of them they have scored over 40 points, including a tie and a walk-off kick. So I don't want to deal with anything with a spread or, the other team scoring. I just know Dallas is going to score. And then lastly, if I want I want points. I want the over. Let's find the nasty. Let's find the gross. Over 39.5 Dolphins Browns. The lefties from Hawaii slinging it in Cleveland. Come on, give me a break. You can get 40. Give me 40 points. Thank you. That's plus 612 on FanDuel, plus 628 on DraftKings currently. So odds are subject to change. Gamble responsibly. But let's score some points this weekend.
Yeah, and make some money doing it. I did not do, I guess, make my parlay in terms of the what's it called, the final points, because not all the games are available. So, best of luck to you. I tried to make it so that you can find that on Sunday or Saturday whenever these lines are made, and you can do that. So I apologize for not having that week in and week out, but. Anything else, guys? I mean, normally we have College Corner here, but we're at an hour and a half here. Pretty solid benchmark. I think there's only one thing to do here, but perhaps you guys have other ideas. Any other thoughts that you want to get out before I let out my idea?
I hope we're on the same page about what your idea is. Like
We might
it
be.
brings me joy. I hope we're on the same page. No, again, this is usually College Corner. If you guys liked the content that we put out on College Corner, go and watch those videos. I'll say it here because we said it there. Those will be posted as their own little separate videos until November. Once November hits, those will be lives, kind of like you guys are watching now. But that's all I really have until Ryan gets to his idea.
Matt, anything?
No, stay tuned for the recaps over the course of, when Monday happens, when we react to all the games. And, yeah, stay tuned. Everything coming up Pigskin Project lately.
Yeah. I suck at this game, but I want to play it anyway. Let's run some Weddle. Matt, can you pull it up?
Yes.
I can.
We're going to play some Weddle today, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be awesome. And yeah. Y'all know the move, okay? Hard mode, first player, the guy that's actually been somewhat decent recently, getting better year in, year out. He's not Jalen Carter, but we got him in the same draft.
We got it.
Awesome. Easy mode. Let's start off with my guy Roma Dunze. Yikes.
He's younger. He is. Younger running back with a short number.
Younger running back, short number, plays in the AFC. Yeah, what's your idea?
Brees.
The number won't match, but we can throw him in there.
Yeah.
Oh, it won't match. No, because he wears 20. What am I thinking? But age works, position works. Definitely in the AFC.
Oh, he's tiny. Oh,
Yeah.
he's ridiculously tiny.
Short step.
Like who's ridiculously tiny, guys?
The one who comes to mind is A-Chain. But
yeah.
He's not that
won't
small.
work.
But he's not in the East.
Yeah.
No, I'm thought of Kamani Vidal, but he doesn't wear the number. The number doesn't match.
Number-
Oh man.
All
lost, chat?
right.
No, we
Well,
suck at this.
No, we've been out of it for
Yes?
so long.
This
Just
has
do
gotta
it.
be
Yeah, we've got 8 guesses.
it. I mean, it's not
the
gonna work.
last.
All right. Brashard Smith.
Is he that small?
I thought he was 5'8".
No.
Oh.
Hmm. Estime? No, he doesn't play for them anymore, does he?
He
Um,
last played on the Eagles.
Oh, RJ Harvey is that old.
RJ Harvey, yeah. Duh.
Harvey.
Yeah, he is that old.
Guys, we're
I was
stupid.
like, he went over the head because like you just don't. Yeah.
Quarterback RJ Harvey, by the way.
All right.
All right, Matt. You know the drill here. You
Is
got to
this
run it.
Still who
You
it
got to
is?
run it. Yeah, it still has to be. So close, yet so far away.
Yeah, help me out here, Matt.
Defensive player. In the
Rules
AFC?
refresh for those of you that are unfamiliar with Weddle. We do not help each other out in Weddle hard mode, and we go in a specific order. And the inside joke is that I always pick Gervon Dexter as my first pick.
Yep. I was watching him fit the run against the Broncos today, so I was just.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
done.
fun, wasn't it?
I think I have one.
Yeah, I'll get there. Give me DJ Turner.
Oh, you were close to mine. It's exactly.
Oh no! I want to slam my laptop shut.
I don't know if this is the guy or not. I mean I'm not familiar with Cincinnati like specific defensive players. I'm just gonna go with like the last person or the only person that comes to mind, and I don't even know if he plays for them anymore. I'll just go with like Uzier.
He does not play for
No,
them.
Yeah.
he does not play for them, and
He
he's
plays for
far too old.
Baltimore.
Well then don't use it. Don't use it. I'll wave my white flag and you guys can have my extra guess.
Is it Battle? No, it's not.
Give me Dax.
Yeah. No.
Come in. Oh, wow.
All right, let's dig. Let's dig, Ben.
Let's dig. Oh gosh. Oh Lord.
Cincinnati defensive backs.
Like Reese, like 22 years old. Dude's young. Dude is young. I'm trying to think about their depth chart.
I did know this guy. Okay. I apologize.
you
That's
did
the only
know
hit
him?
you get. Yeah.
I mean, there's nasty. I can't.
It's- Wow. I'm
Um,
muting my microphone from here on out because I'm saying
okay. If Ryan knows him and he's young, I'm not trying to be an asshole when I say this. It's probably an Ohio. It's probably an Ohio State guy. I'm trying to. Oh gosh, there's an Ohio State DB that came out. It was 2 years ago that made me pull my hair out because I absolutely hated him, but I can't think of his name.
I mean, it's not Sean Wade.
Throw Sean Wade in there.
Okay.
I don't even know if he's in the league anymore, but
I'm thinking of numbers. It has to be 21, 22. That's why I knew Dax was 23. I forgot Battle's number.
yeah.
Man, this is.
Throw Sean Wade in there. Throw Sean Wade in there. I wonder.
Wade is not on a team.
I don't.
He is not on a
I don't
team.
know.
Is it W? Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's not on here.
Oh man. Are we waving?
The only other DB that is on their roster is Cam Taylor-Britt, and he's too old.
He's 29. He wears 29.
Yeah. Yeah, let's wave it.
I have one name that doing research for it that I'm just gonna lob if he's in the.
Just ask me because I have the answer.
I love his name. I want to type it out. Okay, Rusty's it's not on here. I have no idea.
We're really waving the white flag. Seriously?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm very surprised. Guys, Cam Taylor-Britt is 26.
What?
He's 26 years old, and that's who the answer is.
He wears 29.
He's 26 years old.
Put Cam Taylor-Britt in there. There's no way his number doesn't.
He
match.
wears 29.
It's not it.
Yeah.
What? Okay, so I don't know it.
That's
okay.
what I'm saying. That's why we were like Cam Taylor-Britt number doesn't match.
I'm just gonna lob him in here. It was Geno Stone. I didn't think he was that young.
I didn't think Geno Stone was that young either.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're all wrong, and I thought I had the answer. That's sad.
I just threw it. I went deep into the. Man, we should have just started lobbing DBs who are actually playing for this team.
Yeah, I thought Geno Stone was too old. Like I thought Geno Stone
take
was
on
like
Weddle?
26 years old.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming along with us for the ride and how bad we all are, I guess, at Weddle now. It's the rust. We got to knock the rust off. We want to thank Spotify for Podcasters, Regional Radio Sports Network, and Uppercuts Grooming for helping us grow as a podcast, and also my PC for helping us, hopefully get across the finish line today. And until next time, 180, guys, 180 episodes next week. Crazy. Woo. We will see you guys next week. Have a profitable and fun and enjoying football and relaxing weekend. See you guys next week.